Hi vlog. So we are on our final night of the Sacred Gifts of Egypt inaugural trip. We are on a Nile cruise, and for the first time in the trip, we have arrived early to our destination. It takes off at 8, and we got here at 7. So they let us go. I'm going to do this. They let us go. We're looking out over the river, and we're finally getting to relax. We've got some folks who are leaving at 3 o'clock in the morning. Got some lovely ladies. We were really lucky on this trip. We had 8 amazing people and 3 generations. We had women of retirement age, we had Gen Xers, and as you can see in the background, we have some Gen Z. So I asked Christy and Kim to get on today and talk to you a little bit about what this trip has been, why they think taking a trip like this is important, and what kind of things you might want to consider if you're thinking about coming on a trip with us, one of our transformational travel courses. So ladies, what would you like to say? Hi, this is Christy.
Hi,
and
I'm
that's
Christy.
Kim. Some of our Gen Xers.
You should just come. But I think you should come because you're curious about what the other part of the world is like. I'm always fascinated that when I'm still on the planet, there's a whole bunch going on somewhere else in the world. And so I'll leave knowing that Cairo is happening in a time zone different from us. I find that fascinating, that we're all on this planet and the balance of the energy, in our 24-hour cycle. I find fascinating. I also enjoy experiencing the humanity of everyday life, and I think that's one of the things that this tour in particular brought to us. We ate in everyday Egyptian restaurants. We ate Egyptian fast food. We ate at the Ibrahim's family home. And just seeing how we might look a little different, we might do things a little different in our daily life, but we're all the same in our heart and our desire for for our family's health and well-being, and that's what I get out of it, and love affirming that when I travel.
Awesome. Yeah. That's great. What about you, Kim?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
So I signed up for this trip particularly because I've been interested in Egyptology and the antiquities pretty much my whole life. And I've always wanted to come here, but it's a daunting place to kind of take on your own. And I didn't want to just join any old tour group. And so when Wendy and I are friends, and when she organized this tour, and it's not just a tour, it's a retreat as well, I didn't have to think twice about it. I was the first person to sign up. And even though I was really excited about it, I did have some apprehensions about some things, and I didn't articulate those until I got here. But I want everybody to know, I think first and foremost, is that you are safe and secure coming here. We have been surrounded by a group of men who have had nothing but our security and comfort as their first priority. And it was very apparent to me the very first night that we were here that we were safe and secure and there was nothing to fear. I put my trust in them. I trusted these men with my life, and there was nothing negative that I can even think of to point out to you. It was just a very positive, safe, and secure experience. So I wanted to talk about that because
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
So this was a women's retreat.
Yes.
Right? So could you explain a little bit, like, it might seem strange to people if I'm advertising women's retreat and you're talking about all the men who are here. So I'm wondering how, if you could explain a little bit about how that dynamic worked, like whether or not we were able to get our women's retreat time in, even though we had men with us who were helping us.
Yeah, so that was interesting because the other thing I did want to talk about too is I had a little bit of an apprehension about how a group of predominantly white American non-Muslim females were going to be treated by the men when we got here. And it was very interesting. Abdallah, our tour guide, put out his hand to me.
Right away.
There was the first man in Egypt who touched me. He reached out his hand and he said, nice to meet you. I'm glad you're here. Welcome to Egypt. And at that moment, a lot of that apprehension kind of faded away. And they were so embedded with us, and that's the only word that I can think of.
Can I add a little?
Yeah, go ahead.
I think that's part, when you were talking, it struck me that that's part of what brought the retreat side of it. That as women, we're often the ones doing the shuffling and the details and what time we need to be and what are our food options going to be and is the hotel ready for us, and they took care of all of that. And so it was a retreat because there wasn't anything. I have to turn it around just so they can see what's
going by here.
Oh,
yeah, we've got little fishermen going by here, and the call to prayer in the background. Kind of cool. Sorry to interrupt.
No, that's part of the retreat was the men in this family, and they're all related, and they work together as a team, and they knew our names before we got here, and they memorized what bags we had. When we got off the bus, they would look behind us on the bus to be sure we got everything. In the lobby, the days we were checking out, they're like, did you check your room? One time I wanted to tell them, I was like, if you need to go check my room to be sure I got everything, you can. I mean, they were just completely thorough.
I mean, they ordered our meals for us. They gave us water and soda every 5 minutes.
Carry the toilet paper.
They did everything. They literally did everything for us and ensured our safety and our security on top. So
and I really like that. It is a contradiction to what women are usually having to do, like that burden of responsibility. That's awesome.
That really brought the retreat part in.
So if anybody has any apprehension or fear or believes the stereotypes about how Muslim men treat women, I can tell you firsthand that it is the complete opposite of what you think. I can't tell you enough about.
And even in our accommodations, the men who weren't with us were especially service oriented. Bend over, what do you need? Like, we ran out of tissue one night and I just walked down to the front desk with the empty tissue box and I gave it to the man. I was like, we need more. And he was like, hold on. And he got the housekeeping guy to bring it up to us in like 4 minutes, I swear. It was so fast.
But just to answer your earlier question, Wendy, about how did we get our retreat work done with the men being embedded with us.
That was the question.
The men were very happy to kind of separate from us at a certain point in the day or the night. Because they were at our beck and call like 24/7. So our retreat ended up being their retreat from us. So it really all worked out. The other thing I want to say too about the guys, as we call them, our guys, they were very intuitive. They knew when to step forward, and they also knew when to kind of back off and give us the space that we needed, and they just did it in sort of this very natural, intuitive way. And I thought that was very interesting as well, and I guess that's just their Egyptian sense of
what's going on. Where that was especially helpful is in the market, because since you're with locals, you have the opportunity to shop local, but you don't have the vocabulary and the pace and the skill to to make all those transactions, and the men they'd let you look, but they're like, okay, when you're ready to negotiate to figure out what you want to buy and if it's worth what you want to buy, I'll step in and help you. And that was really helpful. That was fun last night. I bought these earrings.
So we had personal shoppers.
Yeah.
We had personal drivers. We had personal tour guides. We had personal valets. We had personal armed guards.
Yes, we had personal armed guards.
Personal photographers.
Personal photographers. Beverage managers.
Yeah.
Whatever we needed, they were there for us.
And we do have 2 people in my family have specific dietary needs that are kind of non-negotiable for their health. And I have to say that they took it very seriously, and they were able to communicate that in restaurants and hotels so that nobody went hungry. Nobody went back to the room like, I didn't have anything to eat. Everybody was well fed and well cared for. And and that was
And
big.
we tried just about every type of Egyptian
We
food
did.
that was available.
Oh, the food is so good.
Well, the other thing too that I want to just say is not only did we go see the antiquities and the major tourist attractions and restaurants and street foods and bazaars, we also had the opportunity to go into essential oil shops and spice shops and papyrus schools and cotton schools and learn about the products that are actually from Egypt by people that have been purveying them for
thousands of years,
centuries, like forever. And I really enjoyed that because not only was it educational, but it was fun and it was interactive, and we got to buy authentic things from Egypt. So I really like that aspect of the trip, and I'm not sure exactly what you would call that.
Well, I think that part was a surprise for me, because that our tour guide Abdullah that you referred to, I knew that those things existed and I had been to them sort of separately, but the way they were woven into the trip and the way we were able to go and actually learn things from people who were really like qualified to teach us. We have some people on this trip who are really savvy about things like essential oils and herbs and things, and if someone were trying to pull the wool over our eyes, that would have been a problem. But we got really good education and really high quality products, and I'm like, I can make that part of what I talk about when I'm talking to people about the trip, and I didn't really think about that before.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
Anything else you would care to add before I move on to my next group?
I would just say, just be like Nike. Just do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
Do it.
You will not regret it. I haven't even left yet, and I'm already thinking about the next time I'm coming back. So just do it.
We all want to return.
That's so great.
Yeah.
So great. Okay. Thank you,
you.
Christy and Kim. I'm going to move on to some other people. No, I'm still vlogging. I'm coming to you ladies next. So we had 2 gals on the trip. One was my daughter, who's 15. And then we had Sadie, who fit into Egyptian culture beautifully. She did. And she's 14. And so you just met her mom. Christy, could you scooch over just a little? I have a big bottom. Okay. So I shouldn't be saying that on the video, but so Christy, who you just met, came with her daughter, and my daughter Lila is right there with the blue earrings. And
people think we're twins.
We had 3 generations with us. We had people of retirement age. We had people of retirement age. We had I mentioned that before. Okay, so ladies.
Yes.
If this video is being made for people who are considering coming on this trip, so I want to hear what your experience is, and why you think they should consider coming on this trip.
Well, I'm gonna go first.
Yeah,
Obviously. I think you should come because it's honestly such a great time. I was kind of like nervous at first, and I was like, I have like a lot of stuff going on, like school-wise and extracurricular-wise, but then like being here, like I found myself not even thinking about that like at all, and just totally being like immersed or submersed. I don't know which one. Okay, but like I'm being like
Whatever the word is.
like I'm going like just being in the moment and being in the culture, and it's an amazing experience because I think if you chose to come here and you did it with like a tour group, you wouldn't get the experience that we got because we were able to just posing. You wouldn't be able to get the experience that we got because we went to villages, and not a lot of people go go to the villages and actually see how the people live their everyday lives.
Yeah.
And we got to go and we got to have such a personal experience, I think, with the ancient artifacts because of the way our tours were set up, and it really made a difference being around actual Egyptians, and eating their actual food like street shawarma. That was my favorite. And then also being here, I think one of my favorite parts about it was just the kindness and respect and the community that everybody here has. I was not expecting it, and I think in a lot of ways it's so much better than America community-wise, because in America we don't even have community. And I think that being here has just kind of opened my eyes to a lot of things, and different ways of culture and different ways dynamics work.